Designed by MUKA Arquitectura, oak house is surrounded by oak trees and a sheet of water in Venezuela, Spain. The 2024 concrete structure is configured to preserve these natural elements, incorporating them into its layout. Oak House features a double-height glazed area for landscape views, and its interior is a spiraling journey from social to private spaces. The house offers a minimalist and timeless atmosphere, blurring the boundaries between interior and exterior. The house adapts to its natural surroundings, respecting 2 oak trees and the Venezuela reservoir. Its design responds to these pre-existing conditions with differentiated facades, a softer and more accessible south facade, and a north facade with double-height glass. The interior layout follows an ascending spiral that goes from the social to the private, taking advantage of natural light. The use of concrete and a double structural skin blur the boundaries between interior and exterior, reflecting an austere and timeless aesthetic. Nestled in the Pedrazuela municipality of Madrid, Spain, Oak House by MUKA Arquitectura shows how architecture can integrate seamlessly with its natural surroundings. The design takes cues from the site's defining features, a pair of majestic oak trees, a reflective water surface, and the expansive horizon, to shape a home that both responds to and respects the environment. Surrounded by oak trees. Located in Pedrazuela, Spain, MUKA Arquitectura's Oak House makes the most of its natural surroundings. The property has two prominent oak trees and a view of the Pedrazuela Reservoir, elements that significantly influence the design and positioning of the house. The architects chose to integrate these natural features into the layout, adjusting the geometry of the building to accommodate the vegetation and the views of the water. On the south facade, a smoother and more continuous access route is created. Meanwhile, the north facade features an impressive double-height glazed area, with the oak trees dictating a curve in the straight line, pushing the structure towards the center of the plot. This design choice underlines a house theme that respects and gives way to nature. The orientation and form of the house are dictated by its context. The southern entrance, a subtle and continuous curve, creates a gentle transition into the dwelling. Meanwhile, the northern facade, featuring a striking double-height glass wall, embraces the landscape while subtly bending to accommodate an existing oak tree. These deliberate gestures highlight the structure's deference to nature. Capturing the essence of what existed before and what has been introduced. A key design element is the interplay of views and topography. The north-facing facade capitalizes on the sloping terrain. Positioning interior spaces in a diagonal sequence that enhances both spatial flow and daylight penetration. This cascading arrangement ensures that every level is bathed in natural light while maintaining a strong connection to the outdoors. Structurally, the house is a study in material efficiency and coherence. Concrete serves as both the primary structural element and the defining aesthetic feature. Its adaptability allows for the creation of floating platforms that form a continuous, upward-moving spatial experience. This ascending path, traversing from the communal zones at the base to the secluded, private spaces at the upper levels, establishes a gradient of intimacy and function. Despite its heavy concrete construction, the interior feels open and airy thanks to the large windows and floating platforms that allow light to pass through. Wooden elements, like the window frames, kitchen cabinets, and curved wooden edge framing the upstairs mezzanine, add warmth to the typically cold feeling of most concrete homes. The non-public spaces are formed through a series of floating levels that hover above the ground floor at different heights. The areas feel open while also having an element of privacy appreciated in a bedroom. Notice the floating concrete bathtub attached to the shower in the cylindrical column. the occupants can soak while taking in the surrounding views framed by the wall of windows. The construction technique employs a dual-layered concrete shell with integrated insulation, blurring the line between inside and out. This monolithic approach ensures that the material fulfills multiple roles. From enclosure and support to housing essential systems within its very fabric. The result is a structure that embodies rawness and restraint, standing as a timeless expression of architectural purity. Interior in concrete and spiral. The structure of the house, essentially in concrete, allows for flexibility in the placement of the supports, with each support having its own defined geometry and materiality. This allows for an interior path made up of different levels or floating decks that form an upward spiral. This spiral suggests not only a physical path, but also a gradient in terms of privacy. Starting from the lower levels, where the more social spaces are located. Such as the reception, the route passes through a study gallery, shower, bathtub, bedroom and, finally, a walk-in closet on the upper, more private levels. Concrete plays a fundamental role, giving the house a robust but unadorned character. The use of a double structural layer with interspersed insulation helps to blur the boundaries between inside and outside. This approach allows the material to perform multiple functions. Including the structure, the shell and the interior, as well as housing the installations at its core. In addition, concrete gives Casa dos Carvalhos an austere and stripped-down character, reflecting a timeless and essential nature. Through careful design and material choices, MUKA Arquitectura has created a house that not only takes advantage of its natural surroundings, but also provides a perfect indoor-outdoor living experience. As a result, Oak House offers its inhabitants an engaging and multi-sensory relationship with their context. Assiduously balancing modern life with elements of nature. surrounding views of the landscape. The north facade has a special significance as it frames the views of the landscape and indicates the direction in which the slope of the land descends. This orientation influences the layout of rooms and spaces, with a diagonal layout that maximizes the penetration of natural light on all levels of the house. This configuration not only enhances the living experience, but also reinforces the house's connection to its environment.